Okay, I'm not done just yet. I figured I'd be a little more specific. I pretty much generalized what I didn't like about the daytime stages and why I didn't like the story. So I guess I'm gonna go a little more in depth this time. For the daytime stages, the reason I call them a racing game, because personally you don't, well sure, you get to jump, you get to do your homing attack, you get to do your light dash, but the problem is the ranking system. In the PS2 version, the same as the Wii version, you're only ranked on time. So it's a race against the clock. Nothing else matters. So it's a racing game. And I don't like that. It's not very fun. It's not very fun to go try and get the S ranks, because it's not really on skill, it's just on how fast you can get it. And I know that's kind of, there's skill in that, but that's really just trial and error, figuring out which way is the best way, and then doing that. You don't have to worry about anything about enemies, how many rings you have, how many enemies you kill, and it also just decreases the amount of challenge and makes the game a lot easier. It's an easy game. Now with the story, I didn't really explain anything about the story. All I did was talk about where are the original cast, and, well, not original cast, where's the cast previous to this game. And I think that's a legitimate complaint, but the story itself, let me recap this. Okay, so the game starts with Sonic on this spaceship, well, on the space armada, and fighting Robotnik, because I hate the name Eggman. So he's fighting Robotnik, and then he turns into Supersonic. Robotnik captures him, something to do with Chaos Emeralds, he shoots a laser down to Earth, let's call it, and he breaks the planet apart to release this giant monster called Dark Gaia. We don't know why he does that. He does this because he wants his Eggman land. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Rule number 1 of making a Sonic game: don't ever have Robotnik rely on monsters. Robotnik relies on his engineering and his robotics. He makes his giant space station of death, and he threatens the planet, not summons this monster to threaten the planet and betray him, like what's been going on in just about every Sonic game since Sonic Adventure. That's one reason why I hate the story. So then Sonic gets sent back down to Earth in Werehog form, because taking the energy out of the Chaos Emeralds turned him into a Werehog. We don't know why, we don't care. So he goes down there, he meets Chip, this little thing. We don't know what it is, because it's not really an animal. This little flying thing. And, you know, Chip's a cool character. He's comic relief, he's not uptight, he's not a serious character. And so, I like him. He's not a bad character. He's probably the best character that's ever been added to the Sonic franchise since Sonic Adventure. So, yeah. Now, the point of the story is to put the planet back together, because the planet's broken apart, and the only way to do that is to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds to the 7 different temples around the planet. Where these existed prior to this game, I don't know. Where Angel Island is, again, I don't know. Where Knuckles is, I don't know. So that's one other reason why I just hate the story, because it makes no sense. Like, if you look at every other Sonic game, and then look at this one's story, they just have no correlation whatsoever between even events. Which is why I complain, what do the Chaos Emeralds exactly do? Because we don't know anymore. Because Sonic Team just feels like incorporating them into every story. And they were never, that never happened. Sonic and Knuckles, the only time an emerald was incorporated into the story was the Master Emerald in Sonic and Knuckles. And then Sonic Adventure came around, and you have these Chaos Emeralds, and Robotnik's trying to collect them, and for Chaos, and whatever. And then that's when Sonic Team started their bright idea, hey, let's make every game about the Chaos Emeralds and Robotnik needing them to summon this monster, or power up this monster. Okay, so another gripe with the game I have, other than the story, because I have pretty much summed that up, is the ending. The ending is the most unfulfilling piece of shit I've ever seen since, I don't know, every game I've played usually has, pretty much every game I've played lately had a better ending than that thing. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, even, I don't know, even Mega Man 3 has a more satisfying ending than Sonic Unleashed. In Mega Man 3, all that happened in that ending was just, hey, Proto Man saved you. In Sonic Unleashed, the only thing that happens is, hey, we saved the world, which is something you knew you were going to do since the start of the game. And with that, it's just annoying to watch. Nothing happened in the ending. Chip goes away because he's like Gaia, spoiler alert, and it's just really dumb. I can't describe it as anything other than that. It's just stupid. The final boss fight, another problem I have with this version, and I know it's just this version because I checked, and once I played this final fight, I knew it had to have been different for the different version. Anyway, oh, believe me, it's completely different. The final battle in Sonic Unleashed is easier than the very first stage. I found it easier than the very first stage. It's not even a boss fight. It's just ridiculous how easy it is. First of all, for some reason, before you fight Dark Gaia, Chip, Light Gaia, turns into this freaking transformer made out of all the 7 temples combined into this giant being, so he can pretty much wail on Dark Gaia's face. After that, he's useless. And then, so you turn into Super Sonic, and you're fighting Dark Gaia, and it's the easiest fight I've seen. And I mean, the music is great, so like I said, the soundtrack is awesome. Music is the only thing that makes the fight enjoyable. If the fight had different music, like say Open Your Heart from Crush 40, or Live and Learn from Crush 40, it'd be even, I would just explode with hatred for that final fight. And I'm really not going to say much else about the final fight, because there isn't much to say other than it's just disappointing. The ending of the game was probably the most disappointing ending I've seen in a while, even for a Sonic game. Like Sonic Adventure 2's ending was much more satisfying than that, and so was Sonic Adventures. But like Sonic Unleashed, at the end of the day, Sonic Unleashed, all of it pretty much didn't have to happen. Nothing changed at the end. At the end, everything was the same. Everything. So Sonic Unleashed is pretty much the biggest waste of my time. But, okay. It's not bad. Good game. But it's not a Sonic game, because Sega doesn't know how to make those anymore.